or concerns?
Just one of process. As you all know, it originates in the House, so this wouldn't be a bill that I would be sponsoring. I encourage everybody in the audience, whether you're an opponent or a proponent, to submit suggestions on what you would like this to be. And the feasibility study, while that is a description of what it could be, the bill is what ultimately would be voted on by the legislature through the House and then affirmed in the Senate. And so these sorts of things, like whether there should be a strong mayor or a strong city manager, definitely is something that we'll be deliberating even internally. Whether that plot in Osceola Legislative should or should not be out, and I think most of us are pretty much understood that that shouldn't be in there. These are the types of suggestions we wanted. We wanted to have a hearing where we just listened to everybody and had everybody get to say whether they absolutely hated this or absolutely loved it or somewhere in between, that they had input into it, and we just don't have a bill up here that everybody either likes or dislikes and felt like they didn't have any weight into the process. And so my understanding, Chairman, is we'd have one more meeting after, if we do end up getting a bill together for a potential vote on it, after we have everybody submit information regarding what they think should be in that bill. And that's sort of a question to the chair.
Thank you, Senator Soto. To answer the question, at the present moment, both or all three, the Department of Economic Opportunity, Office of Government, Department of Revenue, all have this feasibility study. They are conducting their comments and are going to present it back to us through the Local and Federal Affairs Committee in the House. At that point in time, we'll obviously distribute that and review it, and then make a further determination what we need to do next. Whether that means we need to sit and talk, do we need to come back to the public and have another open testimony meeting, much like today, a bit more focused, obviously, on just the Poinciana Incorporation. At that point, I'll make that decision, and we'll move in that direction as necessary. Thank you, everyone who's spoken today. Thank you. Most of you guys have stayed here for a good portion of the time. We started at 9:30, and we're closing out. It looks like it's just about 6 o'clock. So thank you for sticking with us. I know there's obviously a lot of important issues. Of course, this incorporation, I believe I'm taking near and dear to my heart. I feel that there's lots of things that we need to still focus on, lots of questions that need to be answered. Things that came out today, the tax revenue calculations, a transition in the process as far as going from control of the APV, and of course the rules that the APV would have, plus many more that also came out. And I think we need to continue to talk about this, and we'll see once these studies do come out from different government agencies, how we I guess move forward next. So with that. Open it for discussion if we need to from the committee.
Yeah, if that's okay, Mr.
Yes.
Chairman. What I don't want to see is for this to just fade out into the distance. Right. We don't have a vote on this. That was the biggest problem in 2009. And so what I'd like to see is for us to have a date generated sometime in January or February that we come back in and make a decision and have a vote on it. Whether or not, rather than an open-ended idea that we're going to maybe do this sort of potentially, and then there's never a meeting scheduled.
Well, I will set that date once I have confirmation of when those comments are coming back from the different departments and agencies. Fair enough? Fair enough. Members? With that, thank you again for being here today. I truly appreciate your time, and obviously the information brought forth to us today for us to represent our great county. This meeting is adjourned.